Xin ciao, Sage Sahagins. Am I pronouncing that right? And welcome to Roll for Pickles. This is episode 27 of season 1, or Savory Week, episode 5, last Savory episode. Once again, thanks for Adventures Arty for the inspiration, and let's roll that dice. Here's this yellow dice that I ordered. It's the same style as the blue and red one you saw earlier, just finishing those primary colors of dice. All right, we're gonna get that last Savory roll, acid roll, you know what I'm saying? And first number is going to be 2, double time. All right, that means we're gonna get 2 different acids. First one is gonna be 4, white V. All right, let's see what that last one's gonna be, and it's gonna be coming up as a 3, rice vinegar. All right, let's go. All right, let's get that savory base roll, and that's gonna be one of these numbers of 8. It's 6, T, fool. And that last savory breakdown's gonna be 40% acid. All right, here's that gorgeous white V.
White vinegar is a clear acidic liquid primarily composed of acetic acid and water.
And of course, here's our rice V vinegar.
Rice vinegar is a type of vinegar made from fermented rice. It's typically less acidic.
And this is the tea we're going to be using for this. It's an artichoke tea, very popular here in Vietnam. Hoping the artichoke will add to the savoriness. I'm not sure, but anyways, here it is.
Tea is a beverage made by steeping the leaves of the Camellia sinensis plant in hot water. Varieties include black, green, white, oolong, yellow, and pure.
All right, that final triple foliage of Savory Week, and it's gonna be 13 mustard seed, 15 oregano, and that 26 dice. All right, this will be an interesting one to end the week. Let's see what the rest of the dice have to tell us. 4 more. And it's going to be 1 time 8 celery seed and 16 peppercorn. 1 dice got caught in my dice tower because this happens often. Actually, you just never see it. I left it in here so you can see how frustrated I could be sometimes. Anyways, let's re-roll this last one, and it's going to be 8. Another celery seed. All right, let's go. All right, our final wild magic for Savory Week, brother. Nonchalant guy here doing a final savory roll, and it's gonna be 17, sure, yeah. Pho, buddy, pho. Can I be your pho, bud? All right, so 6 foliage / wild magic here. We got the mustard seed.
Mustard seeds are the tiny round seeds of various mustard plants, typically black, brown, or yellow.
And we got the black peppercorns.
Black peppercorn is a flowering vine cultivated for its fruit, the peppercorn.
Of course, we got that celery seed times 2. Happens a lot.
Celery seed is the dried fruit, not technically a seed, of the wild celery plant. Apium graviola is used as a spice.
Oregano.
Oreganum vulgare, commonly known as oregano, is a bushy, rhizomatous, woody branched perennial which typically grows 1 to 3
Here's
feet
some thyme. I need some more thyme.
Shit. Thyme is a widely used culinary and medicinal herb with a distinct, slightly earthy and slightly peppery flavor.
And here is the pho herbage foliage that I'm going to be putting in here. It's got a lot of different seasons and spices in this packet.
Typically contain a blend of aromatic spices that are essential for creating a distinctive flavor of Vietnamese pho broths, including star anise, cinnamon, cloves, coriander seeds, fennel seeds, cardamom, peppercorns, other spices, salt, lots of salt.
Finished product number 27. You can see all that foliage in there, man. I packed it in. There's that packet, pho mixes. So anyways, let's see how this is going to taste in a week. See ya in a couple seconds.
1 week later.
All right, here is the time for tasting episode 5, Savory Week, with tons of celery seed and pho. Anyways, let's open her up and see how it's going to be. It looks funky. It's quite foliage looking. Let's smell it. Look at it. It's like bubbly. Look at the bubbles. It looks like it's been fermenting. I'm not sure what's going on here. Let's finally smell this up. Oh, big deep breath. It smells funky monkey for your chunky ass. I was hoping this last one would be freaking delicious because it's like mustard seed, which is a classic pickle ingredient, peppercorn, which is classic, celery seed, which is just, for me, it works with pickles. Let's taste it and see how it's gonna taste. Oh my god, dude, this is salty. Salty as fuck, you know. That's what it is. That's the way to say it. Salty as fuck. Or salty AF. For all you youngins out, because I was hoping the pho, but I guess this pho packet has a shit ton of salt in it because it's just salt and cucumber. It's salted cucumbers. Ugh, terrible. I gotta taste this brine so I can finish it up. So Cheers. See how this is gonna taste. Bullshit. Anyways, you see my face. I'm crying there. Crying, Ryan. Hate this. Hate my life. Savory week ended on a terrible note. Whatever. I'm gonna call this mad now. It's gonna be a nice solid 0.0. That's how bad it was. And I'm gonna call this the Fairy Fuckles. Emphasis on pho. And I'm gonna put part 1 because honestly, that pho flavor, I think if I tinker with it and not rely on the dice, I can get some amazing fuckles. But don't leave it to fate. That was it for Savory Week. Shh, secret. See you tomorrow. Peace.